Hello and welcome. This is our next fourth grade math video where we'll be talking about how to do addition with multi-digit whole numbers. Okay, here is our first problem. We're going to be adding 2,281 and 6,428. Okay, so when you are adding two numbers, we want to line them up on top of each other so that everything is lined up by place value. Now, a lot of teachers will tell you you have to put the bigger number on the top, which is not entirely true with adding, because one of the properties of addition is that no matter what order you add them in, you'll get the same answer. So I could put that 2,281 on top and that 6,428 on the bottom if I wanted to, and I'd still get the same answer. But because a lot of teachers will tell you to put the bigger number on top because that is what is needed for subtraction, I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. So I'm going to start by putting 6,428 on the top and then the 2,281 on the bottom. So you just want to make sure that everything is lined up by place values, that all the ones are on top of each other, the tens are on top of each other, and the hundreds and so on. So I'm going to put a plus sign here, and you may have noticed I left a lot of room in between my digits, or more so than I would if I was just writing this number. And that's so that when I have to do regrouping, it's clear to me what place value, what number goes in, or what digit goes in. So let's start with the ones place. Over here in the ones place, we have 8 ones plus another one. So that gives us 9 ones. So no regrouping needed there. That was a single digit answer. And then I move to the tens. 2 plus 8 is 10. So since that's a 2-digit answer and I can only have one digit in a place value, I have to split this up. And since it's 10, the ones of my answer stays down and the tens of my answer goes to the next place value. So I've got a 0 here, and then I'm going to put the 1 over here into the hundreds place. Now I'm going to add up the hundreds. So I have 1 plus 4 plus 2, which should equal 7. That's a single digit answer, so I can leave that in the hundreds place. And then in the thousands place, I have 6 plus 2, which is 8. So my final answer should be 8,709. Okay, here's our next one. We're going to take 24,675 plus 18,044. So let's line everything up by place values and put those numbers right on top of each other. 24,675, again, leaving lots of room in between my digits for regrouping. And then the second number is 18,044. So it has no hundreds, so there'd be a 0 there. And then 44. Okay, now that everything's lined up, I can go ahead and start adding. I'm going to jump over to the ones place and add those first. 5 plus 4 is 9, so that leaves me with 9 ones. 7 plus 4 is 11. So since that's a 2-digit answer, I have to split it up. I have to leave the 1 from the ones place of 11 down and move the 1 from the tens place over here. So now I have 1 plus 6 plus 0, which equals 7. So that's a single digit answer, so that can stay just as it is. In the thousands place, I have 4 plus 8, which is 12. So I'm going to have to split that again. I'm going to put the 2 from the 12 down here and the 1 from the 12 up into the next place value. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to 4. And so my final answer is 42,719. Okay, here's our next one. We're going to take 2,623 and add to it 4,100. So again, I could just put those on top of each other in the order that they're showing me. But since a lot of teachers, like I said, want you to do the bigger number on top, that's what I'll do here. Okay, so 4,100 goes first. Then I'm going to put the 2,623 just under it with everything in the same place value on top of each other. 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 plus 6 is 7. And 4 plus 2 is 6. So no regrouping was needed at all there. Answer 6,723. Okay, here's our next one. We're going to take 6,950 and add 1,046. So let's start with the first number, 6,950. And then the second number is 1,046. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the ones place. 0 plus 6 is 6. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 0 is 9 also, and 6 plus 1 is 7. So again, no regrouping was needed here. Final answer, 7,996. Okay, here is our last problem for today's video. We're going to take 25,873 and add it to 18,957. Okay, let's start with that first number, 25,873. And we're going to add it to 18,957. Okay, so let's go ahead and add those up. Now that they're all lined up by place value with plenty of space in between the columns so that we know which digit belongs to what place value. 3 plus 7 is 10. So since that's a 2-digit answer, I have to regroup it. So the 0 from the 10 is going to stay down here, and the 1 from the 10 is going to get regrouped to the next place value. 1 plus 7 plus 5 is 13. So again, I'm going to have to regroup. The 3 from the 13 will stay here, and the 1 from the 13 will go to the next place value. Now I have 1 plus 8 plus 9, which is 18. So I'm going to leave the 8 here from the 18 and regroup the 1 from the 18 to the next place value. 1 plus 5 plus 8 is 14. So I'm going to put a 4 from the 14 here and regroup the 1 from the 14 over to the next place value. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So that was our last place value, and that was a single-digit answer. Our final answer is 44,830. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you in the next video.